My hype level for Gen 10 is going up and up because we are still getting some new pieces of information pretty much every single week. And now today, guys, we're going to cover a bunch of brand new teases or leaks as to what's going to happen with Generation 10. Now, one of these actually has something to do with the Generation 10 starter. It might be the Fire starter. I'm not entirely sure, though. And we have other insider news / leaks about the development of the game, and it may actually be going in a good direction. So overall, this video, we're going to talk about some good news for Gen 10, and there's also a little bit of concerning news too. And before we hop right into the leaks and news, guys, I'm trying to reach 50,000 subscribers. If you guys don't mind dropping a like, subscribing to the video, and turning on the post notifications so you don't miss all news and leaks about Pokemon Generation 10 and all the other future games, honestly, like just everything Pokemon. All right, let's get right to it. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this. So this was a potential thing about like the starter Pokemon. A lot of people have been saying these specific things: a fire bat, a water monkey, and a grass kangaroo, which I haven't really seen the grass kangaroo too much, but a lot of people are talking about a water monkey, like has to be a water monkey or a fire bat Pokemon. We also covered a leak a couple weeks ago about somebody that actually did say one of the starters is most likely going to be a fire bat Pokemon, which I think would be pretty cool. And this person, Felipe, I believe they usually do kind of give us some like insider news every now and then. And then this person said, you don't play guessing, you give us insider information, meaning like usually they do give us like straight up information and they don't usually guess. But Ball Guy then said he isn't, not at all, which I don't know if this means he's not guessing. There are two different ways I could take this as: that he is not guessing and that he's literally pretty much right. Like he could be accurate. Like, could you guys imagine if this is completely accurate and we will actually be getting a bat, monkey, kangaroo starter Pokemon? I think those would be amazing. All of those sound so cool, and I don't know what I would pick. Let me know, which one would you pick out of these three? I think this would be one of those things where I just have to ultimately see how they look in game, because I just think that they all look awesome. So yeah, what do you guys think? Ball Guy is saying that he isn't, not at all.
Today's sponsor of the video is Cows. So they sent me over this amazing case for the Switch 2, and it is awesome. First of all, I gotta say, their packaging is amazing. Like, this is some high quality packaging for this case. You get all the styrofoam and everything to protect it. All right, so here I got my Switch 2, and now let's put on the case. It's really easy, and they do have their own built-in stand, which is really nice. This is actually a magnet that you could put onto a magnet holder to hold up your Switch 2, which is such a game changer. This is a fully functional split protective case that's designed specifically for the Switch 2. And unlike traditional cases, in this specific case solves 3 pain points for gamers. It allows magnetic charging on the go, and it's fully compatible with the official dock without removing it from the case itself, and it offers comprehensive protection even when the controllers are detached. Here's my dock for the Switch 2, and as you can see, the case, boom, that's amazing. Look at that, dude. That's the type of high quality stuff that I love. And these are the Joy-Con covers. So here's my Joy-Con without the cover, and here is my Joy-Con with the cover on. What I love about it is it actually gives you a grip. You can hold on to your Switch way better than with the regular Joy-Con. Now, that's always been something that I've like struggled with, you know, Joy-Cons, is the grip. It has pro level ergonomics with laser etched dot texture. Really feels good on the hand. So what that means is essentially like this grip, it feels amazing to hold. What's also amazing, there's actually another part to the case that snaps on that can hold up to 12 game cards, which the market standard is 8. It's extremely lightweight but durable at the same time, which is so amazing. And as you can see, my Switch 2 is decked out. It looks awesome. Like, bro, it's so much more comfortable to hold. You can still reach all the buttons, and of course you can obviously still take off the Joy-Cons. I highly recommend this case. Like, I genuinely think that this is an amazing product. The links will be in the description down below. Let's go show them some love. Now let's get right back to the rest of the video.
Oh no, may possibly be. I figured I'd bring this up because imagine, you know, in a month and a half from now when we actually do have Pokemon Presents, and we should be getting the official reveal of the starters of Generation 10. Like, that's gotta happen. I feel like it's like 90% we're gonna see the starter reveal for Gen 10 soon. We can come back to this video and say, yo, this guy got it right. And a couple of months ago, Ball Guy posted this tweet saying, greatest example I can provide for this is a more seamless version of Pokemon Legends Arceus Combat, automatically occurring battles, free roam movements with a plethora of additions from ZA, such as AoE effects for moves. It's turn-based, the best possible implementation, talking about like just like how the mechanics work for like battling in this game. You know, like, are we gonna have the ZA where like we run around? Is it gonna be turn-based? Is it just gonna be like whenever our moves reset or reload or whatever? So it seems like it is turn-based, but it's gonna be the best possible version of turn-based. Like, it's gonna be turn-based but with a twist. Seems exciting. I've already covered that, so that's not technically new, although it's fun to bring things up again because always changing, there's so many things happening, so it's kind of cool to like look back and say, okay, so this was happening, this was happening, this was happening. Anyway, somebody said Ball Guy 1 or 2 of these drawn out starter Pokemon. Now obviously these are not like from Game Freak. This is somebody's personal drawings. Don't really know where the origin of it is, but you can see the water monkey. We got a Rowlet looking creature and then a snake, which, I mean, they look cool, sure. This is a fire bat though. And the water monkey for this one does look dope. Like that's a cool design. I love that so much because it looks like a water droplet. But yeah, this guy said 1 or 2. Ball guy said none and not those. When you say that, do you mean the whole rumor for the type animal combo is fake, or just these particular attempts at leaks are fake? Cut them all off at the block when you realize that much of this sparked from a misinterpretation. Sorry if people bother you for this. And then Ball Guy said, no worrying, by the way, all cards will be revealed, obviously. Going to say something was wrong, but have patience. Cheers and enjoy reveals. Okay, so this is kind of a lot to break down. Let me start from the photos. This is just a fan-made rendering about what most of the leaks have been saying. You know, the fire bat, we got the water monkey, and the other grass starter. I feel like the grass is like the most unknown starter. It's just like, what could that be? You know what I'm saying? Ball Guy said it's not these, I guess. Which is interesting because we just saw that one tweet saying fire bat, water monkey, grass kangaroo, unless I'm misunderstanding, which is possible, I don't know. Sounded like we were gonna get those starters or something similar to that. And then he said a lot of this is misinterpretation. So I don't know what the misinterpretation is. Is it the bat? Is it the monkey? What do you think, guys? However, he did say not all cards will be revealed, meaning there are more Generation 10 leaks to come. Like the leakers, you know, the people that have access to the Terra League, they're not going to drop and reveal everything all at once. Like we still have things to have spread over time. Like let me just bring up Legends Galar, for example. Legends Galar, in my opinion, still has leaks to come out because we're still a while away from that game, right? We do know a good amount about that game, but I could totally see us having a whole plethora of more leaks to cover about that game when we get a little closer to it. Same with Generation 10, even though we're going to get the game officially announced soon. Yes, if you guys are brand new, the game is going to be announced Pokemon Day, February 27th of this year, which I will be doing a live stream. So make sure to turn on the post notifications so you don't miss that because it's going to be very, very cool, very, very hype. And Ball Guy saying we must have patience. Cheers and enjoy reveals, which don't know if he means like the official Game Freak reveals or like leak reveals. I'm hoping he means both. Why not both? You know what I'm saying? We got the official reveals. Oh my gosh, wait, and this person put a grass kangaroo or something like that. A kangaroo eating grass. You know what? Let me Google Lens this sucker. This is a tree kangaroo, perfect for a grass type starter. I don't know if that's just coincidence or not. I don't know what to take that as, but it's kind of hype. Somebody else said, hi, I have a question that's been bothering me. Is Gaia ambitious? Which Gaia means Generation 10. That's like the code name, you know, Game Freak's code name for the internal documents of Generation 10. So anytime you're seeing anything like Pokemon leak related, Gaia stands for Generation 10. Do the graphics finally look good, and is the open world organic and rich? Titan again, which Titan is Scarlet and Violet, that's the code name for Pokemon Generation 9. Basically, a double take was needed. Much more organic, however. SV was ambitious, considered this a refinement. Titan was ambitious, but it came out broken. Seems everywhere, terrible graphics, Nintendo 64 textures, pathetic. I don't want to buy another half-finished game, and I'm excited for Gen 10. Ball Guy said you will be satisfied with the initial viewing. Development is in a good spot compared to Titan / Generation 9 at this time, meaning this game is in a better development cycle because, let's bring this up too. This game has had 4 years to be built compared to, you know, Scarlet and Violet, or at least it had 4 years in between major releases. I think Gen 10 actually started being developed in 2021. I'm pretty sure that's what the Terra Leak said, so technically this game has been cooking for about 5 years now, right? But I mean, like, the release schedule is typically 3 years, and this is a 4-year gap from Gen 9 to Generation 10. This game should be a way better and bigger, you know, game. The development should be way crazier. So in the same kind of like time span of Scarlet and Violet, Gen 10 is in a pretty good spot right now, which is good news. I'm taking this as more good news, guys, because Gen 10 needs to be good. Like, this game has to be a big one. They have to go all out. They have to do everything that they could possibly do for this game to make it good, because we need a game that looks like this, you know what I'm saying? Or even a game that could look like this. We need these better Pokemon games. I mean, not even so much bigger Pokemon games. I thought the Gen 9 map was pretty big and was good enough, and I think we need just these really thoroughly built, insanely good Pokemon games that are going to last forever, because to be honest, I have not ever had the desire to like replay Scarlet and Violet, like from the very beginning. Like, I've had desires to like just hop back on, you know, Shiny Hunt for a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you guys agree with this one. A lot of the games I like to replay are the older games. I would say like 3DS and prior, like 3DS, DS, Game Boy Advance, whatever. Those are the games that are probably the most replayable, and I feel like Gen 10, they need to follow suit. You know what I'm saying? We need to get Gen 10 to be a good replayable game. It has to have a compelling storyline, good characters. Obviously, it has to look good. I mean, guys, we can't have this Pokemon game look like this, man. We need this Pokemon game to look good. We need the graphics to look a little bit better. I don't want realistic Pokemon. I just want a game that is good looking to look at, if that makes any sense. Guys, this is a long video. It's a big video. We got some more to talk about Gen 10 again. And guys, I have a question for you. What is your favorite game that I talk about on this channel? Like, do you guys prefer Gen 10 videos, Legends of Galar, or just like random videos? I guess every now and then I talk about random, you know, Alola or XY, whatever it could be. And guys, Generation 10 just needs to be good because it's obviously Generation 10. Like, the 30th anniversary of Pokemon is absolutely huge. We are all wanting this game. Like, this is the game that we have all been waiting for 30 years. I mean, obviously, I haven't even been alive for 30 years, so I guess I haven't been waiting 30 years. But you know what I mean. Speaking of that, let me know what your first ever Pokemon game was. Like, where did you start off with? I love asking this question because it's so interesting to see like what people say. Because I feel like a lot of people that watch the channel either start with like Gen 7 or 8, or it's like the complete opposite and it's like Gen 1. I feel like it's one of the two. So let me know, guys. Let me know. Somebody said anything you're particularly excited about that you can share. Pokemon interacting with their environment, illumination effects related to this, which I kind of have covered on the channel before about how like Charizard's tail is going to be like actually glowing and the fire is going to be moving. The Lumineon picture that has been leaked looks like it's illuminating. It genuinely looks like it's alive. The lighting on it looks fantastic. So I think that's what he's talking about, of how things are going to be more interactive, is in the sense of like things will be like moving, you know, hopefully the grass will be flowing better, you know, not like 1 frame per second, but like real life grass animation, you know what I'm saying? As always, it will be a focus on them above anything. All the biomes are complementary. So I'm hoping more so specifically that just means this is going to be a good looking game. Like, the attention to detail is what I think we need. Okay, before we get to the other topic that, like I said, maybe a starter Pokemon leak / hint, could very well be. Let me talk about something else with just the future of Pokemon. I actually want to make another video about this, what I'm about to say specifically, because I actually have an entire kind of theory behind it. The CEO of the Pokemon company accepted the Andrew Yoon Legend Award at the 2026 New York Game Awards and talked about their next game. And it's this very long video where they kind of like just talk about the history of Pokemon, and I guess talk about like their ambitions and whatever you want to call it for the future of just the entire company, like the games, TCG, you know, competitive stuff, like everything. So I think this is good news because it seems like they're motivated. The motivation level seems like it's at a peak right now for Pokemon games. And I think that they know, you know, Gen 9 didn't really get the best reviews from like critics and, you know, stuff like that. Like, it was a fun game. The storyline was great. I think the music was great. So I wanted to bring that up because I think this is good news. And I think if anything, this just gives them more motivation and drive to hopefully do better. And also, guys, good news about Pokemon Home and Pokemon Champions. Thanks to the Terra League, we know that you will be able to obtain Pokemon in Champions and then transfer them to Pokemon Home and other main series games. So now to catch them all, you need to play the main series games, Pokemon Go, Champions, and who knows what else is in the future. Oh my gosh. So that's a lot. You definitely got to be, you know, playing all the games. But, you know, here we go. We have Gaia Synapse, which Synapse is Champions. You can see right here, he said Synapse is Champions. That's the code name. We have Scarlet and Violet, Titan A and B. We have Ikaku, which is Legends CA, and then Gaia A, and then Gaia B, which is Generation 10, right? And then, of course, all the older games on this list. It's so cool to see, right? Just want to mention that because I know people are going to be very curious about this. People love Pokemon Home, so good news, I would say there. Guys, please make sure to check out the Reddit as well, because I want to make Pokemon meme videos on my other channel, the Fundores meme channel, which may or may not be getting a rebrand soon, like changing the username. But yeah, guys, please go to this Reddit and post a bunch of Pokemon memes because I would love to review them on the second channel. So yeah, link to the Reddit page is in the description down below. Okay, so the final and probably the biggest topic of today is originally from Soul Surfer Art saying leak theory. He said, I don't imagine we'll get many Australian themed Pokemon, but after seeing how many Southeast Asian Pokemon were in Alola, maybe 2 or 3 is a possibility. The city of Darwin, Australia, named after Charles Darwin, is literally on the Gen 10 map, which it is. The beta, like, leaked map, it literally is there. We will have a little part of Australia in Generation 10. It's apparently known to have wild dingoes roaming through the streets. This may be because it's the only territory in Australia that protects dingoes. Is the Gen 10 professor even originally from this Darwin-inspired part of the Gen 10 region? Then I could see him having or introducing a dingo-like Pokemon to us. It's also been debated if dingoes were actually their own species, which reminds me of the Falklands wolf extinct, a canine-like animal that perplexed Darwin in what species it was and how it came to be. He was perplexed by how of a bigger mammal it was from the islands where essentially only rodent mammals live. Similarly to how people asked how dingoes got to Australia, dingoes are considered an ancient species that may have migrated from South Asia to northern Australia. This migration is further to support a close canine relative of theirs called a singing dog, just found across the seas in New Guinea. Too many connections for me to ignore, which I've said this a million times. Soul always posts something. So like his theories are next level. I swear, like million IQ with these theories he has. And then we have Blaze and Cinnamore saying Orient Tasmanian tiger would be cool, which that would be dope. What a crazy, weird, but cool animal. That would be awesome. Ball Guy said, Trader Lumi, you need some vindication for him. And then we have this thing that says Jovier or Jovier, or I'm not really exactly sure. I don't think this is a word. I've tried to look it up everywhere. I've looked at different languages. I've Googled it. I've used like translation websites. I even used ChatGPT. I cannot figure out what this word means anywhere. So if you guys know, let me know in the comments down below, because I might just be unlucky where I'm looking at to figure out what this word is. But him saying you need some vindication for him could potentially mean let's come back to this post later and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Could you guys imagine if the Gen 10 starter, one of them could be some sort of like Tasmanian tiger, a dingo? It could potentially be. I thought this one was pretty big, and this just dropped 2 hours ago, which is pretty major in my opinion. So I'm very interested to see what actually comes from this, because will this be the Generation 10 starter, at least one of them? And if that's true, imagine we have a bat starter, a water monkey, and then some sort of like tiger, dingo, dog kind of related Pokemon for the third starter. That would be sick. I know a lot of people want a dog starter because I've seen a lot of comments about people saying, yo, how come we don't have a dog starter Pokemon? So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're watching this far in the video, comment down below fries, just the word fries or french fries or whatever. Hope you guys have a great one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.